Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back. We are doing a Spanish cocido today. So this is something that I ate a lot as a child growing up with Spanish parents. And we've had a little bit of a cool change to our spring, which instead of warming up, it's cooling down, getting very bizarre. So I saw this amazingly chunky ham hock at the shop doing the shopping and thought I'm going to take advantage and do a cocido before summer gets here. So Spanish cocido, there's a few different ways of making it depending on what region of Spain you're from. So this is a bit of like an anglicized version because of course we don't have the amazing delis that they do in Europe and can't always get all of the ingredients. So I sort of have played around with it a little bit. So traditionally you can use a big chunk of beef. You can also use a like pork belly, like tocino, which is like a big sort of hunk of pork fat, basically. I still have the chorizo, also use morcilla, which is like a black sausage, like a blood sausage. I suppose you could substitute like a black pudding. I think that's what they're called. But I'm just using, so I'm using the ham hock for the pork smokiness. I do have some serrano ham, but I'm not going to put it into the cocido because it's really expensive over here. So instead of using any red meat, so normally they'd use red meat and then they would like a bit of chuck, and then they'd also use chicken. So I'm using some thigh fillets. You can use the bone in. I've just had these left over from something else I cooked. Got two different types of chorizo. They're just different brands. They look a little bit differently. You can see that this one is a bit sort of redder. It's like it's got more paprika in it. This one looks a little bit more aged. Then I have some leek, some potatoes, some carrots, garlic, and of course chickpeas, which I have had soaking. They should probably have soaked a bit longer. I'll just cook them for a little bit longer. So they're the dried chickpeas. You can obviously just use the canned version if you want to. Now note, if you use the canned version, please make sure that you firstly try not to set your eyebrows on fire. If you use the canned version, make sure that you rinse them really, really, really well. Like really rinse them, because when they can them, they're sitting in this sort of syrupy juice. I don't like it personally. I've used canned ones, and to me, they just have a taste to them. So I'll just boil mine a little bit longer. But if you really want to cut down on your cooking time, just make sure that you soak them overnight as long as possible, really. Okay, we're going to start by just putting our ham hock into our water and bring it up to the simmer. What we're going to do is, as that simmers, you're going to scoop off any scum that comes from it, and basically we're just creating the stock. I'm going to get that started. We're not going to add the chicken just yet. I might throw in this chorizo if they should be fine. Look, I'm not going to follow the tradition to the letter of the law. You've probably noticed I kind of wing things a little bit and adjust things according to what I have on hand, what ingredients we can get, and also, I don't want to go out and spend a fortune buying all these random ingredients to make one meal. The economy just doesn't lend itself to that, so we're just going to work with what we have. Traditionally, you use cabbage, but I've got leek here, and a little bit of smoked paprika at the end that we're going to fry the leeks in and add it at the end. You'll see that this is a soup that can be used a few different ways. So basically, traditionally at the end you would get the stock out. You would cook a little bit of really thin angel hair pasta, they call it fideos, and serve the soup with the fideos as a starter, and then you have the chickpeas and all of the vegetables and meats sort of on a platter, and everybody helps themselves. Growing up, I always preferred to not have the angel hair pasta, not have the fideos, just have the clear broth, and then add all the bits that I wanted into it, into the broth and the soup. That's how I will probably have mine. But I will show you it sort of deconstructed at the end and how you eat it. It's up to you. So we're going to start letting this simmer. If you have a look, you probably can't see, but already the chorizo, this chorizo is starting to release some of that oil and some of the spices. It'll help to start this broth going. I'm going to stop the video and come back when it has simmered for probably about 45 minutes or thereabouts, and then we'll start adding some more ingredients and we'll check back in. So I will see you soon. Bye. Hello my lovelies, we are back. So this has been simmering for about an hour now. I've topped up some of the water because it was getting a little bit low. Got a pretty good simmer on. Didn't get a lot of scum. I think if you had the pork belly and some of the other meats in there, you would probably get more. But because it's just the ham hock and one small chorizo, there's not a lot going on. You can see there's a little bit of the oils, the paprika and oil from the chorizo. So now we're going to add the other chorizos, put them in whole, pop them in, and the chicken thigh fillets. So this is all going to add to the stock and the flavour. And we keep boiling that along for probably give it another hour before we come back and start adding vegetables. Okay, see my chickpeas are over there just chilling still. They will go in probably next up with some of the vegetables, probably the carrots. We'll leave the potatoes until the last half hour, I'd say, so that they don't just fall apart. Okay, we'll be back. Hello, my lovelies. We are back. So here is our pot with our gorgeous meat, and you can see that the chorizos have all released a lot of that lovely oil. You can see that the ham hock is sort of coming apart, which is perfect. So it is time to add the rest of our things. So we're going to put in our carrots. Oh, never mind the extra bits of leek that have just jumped in there. That's fine. We'll allow it. And of course, the chickpeas. So they have been soaking a little bit. I've rinsed them again, just so that they're completely rinsed off. You pick out any that sort of like float to the top or are doing anything kind of strange. Now, making some funny noises. I think I dropped a chickpea down near the fire maybe. It's all right. Okay, give that a bit of a stir. Now, what we're going to do whilst we are here, I'm not going to put the potatoes in yet. They will just get chucked in probably in the last, 20 or so minutes. So, I hid a little bit of carrot hiding under there. All right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you the next bit, which is where I'm going to fry the garlic and a little bit of smoked paprika with the leeks in some olive oil. So what I've got the other burner going. So I'm going to move this pot, heavy as it is, over to the back, which is also going. Pop the lid on so it can start simmering away. I might turn that up a little bit because it's a slightly smaller burner. All right, over here I have a non-stick pan, and we're just going to put a good amount of olive oil in there. And that's because if it's too dry, your smoked paprika is going to burn. And you can't have that because it's going to taste icky if it burns. Okay, as with everything, you do not want to burn the garlic. You don't want to burn the smoked paprika. I've got about, I think it was about 4 cloves of garlic. If you want to, you can choose to crush it. I just chop it fairly rough. All right, and we're away. Yes, I'm using a metal spatula. I should be using a wooden spoon, but I don't want to go looking for one, so this will just have to do. All right. Getting this garlic moving along. Oh, it smells so good. All right. Divine. Okay. While she's toasting away, in comes the smoked paprika. Again, you don't want it to burn, but you're going to start smelling that toasting paprika, and pretty quickly in with the leeks. Start moving that around, and probably now turn that down a little bit. It's going to take on the colour really, really quickly, and you don't want to burn it. So as I said earlier, normally this would be done with cabbage, but yeah, didn't have cabbage, so leeks it is. Let them cook just a little bit, let them soften, and if you want to slow the cooking process down, you can put a touch of water in there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take them off the heat because those leeks are already starting to soften. And just take it off the heat. That's fine. Let's turn that off. And that is going to go onto our platter at the end so that everybody can add it to their cocido however they choose. All right, amazing. So I'm not going to keep filming because all the ingredients are in the cocido. The last thing I need to do is just add the potatoes right at the end and give them just enough time to cook. Take this off the heat. And so I will come back just with photos, maybe a quick little video we'll see on the final product. Okay, see ya.